If you're new to fasting, or maybe you've tried it before but you're struggling to see results, honestly, I'm not surprised. There is so much mixed information trying to sell you something. Fasting Tube is independent and focusing on real information. Let's get started with today's video.
The question, how long does it take to lose body fat with intermittent fasting? I'll just have to share my story on this. But first, the second line of Angela Shurina's answer is the key. Intermittent fasting doesn't mean you can eat like a horse during your eating window. Intermittent fasting doesn't mean you can eat like a horse during your eating window. So, my story, I started out pretty overweight. I was very in shape in terms how much weight I was lifting at the gym and my running times, but I was also in shape as in round. I came across intermittent fasting and decided to give it a go. I started with 16/8, which means I did not eat for 16 hours and then had all my food for the day in an 8-hour window. I started with 16/8. This worked a little. I lost a couple pounds here and there but quickly plateaued. It was nothing close to the amount I needed to lose, but quickly plateaued. Next, I cut down to 18/6, eating for 6 hours, fasting for 18, lost a bit more and yup, plateaued again. Plateaued again. So, what do you think I did? Exactly, 24ths. This is where the big weight loss started happening. My conclusion, every time I cut my eating window down smaller, I increased the caloric deficit I was in. This is why I love intermittent fasting. It makes maintaining a caloric deficit so easy without having to count every calorie that goes in. My conclusion, caloric deficit without having to count every calorie. Now, the eating window time period to get to your optimal deficit is different for everyone. Here is what you do. Like me, start at 16/8 and weigh yourself every day. After 7 days, a week, of weighing, take the average of your 7 numbers. Do the same thing next week and compare the averages, and so on. Here is what you do. After 3 weeks weighing using the 16/8 setup, see if the averages are trending down. If yes, stick with it. If no, cut the eating window to smaller. Repeat the process until you find your optimal eating window. Lastly, in direct answer to your question, I have no idea. People lose weight at different rates and it depends highly on how much you have to lose to begin with. If you are very overweight, you will lose faster than someone with only a few pounds hanging around that they want to drop. People lose weight at different rates and it depends highly on how much you have to lose to begin with. I have written a guide to all things fasting. Check it out if you want.